So Bruce, we're talking about the pros and cons of castration in today's sheep and goat industry. What's the pros and cons of castration? When should we do it? When should we not?
Yeah. Well, obviously these ram lambs underneath us here have not been worked, and as you mentioned, they're headed for an ethnic market. And a lot of those ethnic markets, they don't care one way or the other. The traditional American market kind of prefers a castrated male animal if we're going to feed them in a post-weaning situation and eat them. The other reason we castrate males is we just don't need as many males as we need females. One ram can breed 20 or 30 or 40 female sheep, so we just don't need as many, and we can put selection pressure then by leaving the ones we would like to use as herd sires, leave them intact. We castrate the others, and that's one way we've always, for hundreds of years, we've selected livestock that way.
So the negatives of not castrating a lamb, if they're going to a more traditional channel and going into a feedlot, what age do we really start to see some of these these more sexual behaviors that's going to be counterintuitive to them in a feeding facility?
Right, that's the other reason we want to sometimes castrate male animals, is to remove some of that male aggression that comes right about the time they reach puberty. And male animals like to fight. We've all seen the commercials of rams butting heads, and so in a confined situation, they're gonna fight more and that kind of thing. So that would be another primary reason to castrate the males.
And they're going to develop some of that at 6 months of age, 6 to 8 months of age?
Depending on the breed when they reach puberty. So we like it, like with any livestock, we like to get in there when they're lambs and they're very small, and it's not traumatic at all to remove the testis on male lambs when they're very small. We can pick them up in our arms. They're little, and so we usually dock tails and castrate the males when they're just little lambs.
We talk about these, they're fighting each other. They're maybe not going to put on as condition as quickly, but there's also some things with flavor that are going to be influenced if we don't castrate a lamb that's going out to 10, 12 months of age prior to harvest.
Lambs or goats, especially billy goats, tend to have a very, very strong odor to them. It's part of the reproductive process of rams and billies, but that musky flavor can sometimes find its way into the meat. As we said, many ethnic markets don't seem to mind that, but the American and European markets, we've just learned to eat a little bit different flavor of lamb and goat meat. So.
Appears to be a pen of wethers who've been marked. They've had their tails docked at an appropriate length to protect against fly strike, and they've all been castrated as well. So these lambs have dual market potential, meaning that if there's a buyer in there looking for lambs to put in a feeding facility to take to heavier weights,
they're ready to go.
They're ready to go. And those lambs in here that have adequate condition that would yield a good carcass at a lighter weight, then they're also they also could fit the non-traditional trade. So some of the advantages to the wool sheep is you have dual market potential.
And there might very well be people in there from both markets bidding on this same set of sheep.
Yep.